Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. Did you know that when someone breaks up with you, it's your fault? Not exactly what you wanted to hear, right? It's always something that you did or didn't do, said or didn't say. People don't just break up with you without a reason. They feel justified, even if you don't think that it's a good reason or that they're not justified in breaking up with you. They think they're justified. Otherwise, they wouldn't have broken up with you. Now, sometimes it's very obvious. They caught you cheating. It's very obvious. Yes, it's your fault. That's why they broke up with you. Sometimes it's not so obvious. Let me give you an example. I was dating someone and I felt that through his actions, I was no longer a priority for him, if I ever was, that I wasn't really that important to him. So the next time we went out, at the end of the date, of course he expected sex. And I said, I'm sorry, but I'm not comfortable being intimate with someone when I feel that I'm really not that important to them. And even though at the time he was like, oh, you're right, I'm sorry, I should have been more attentive, blah, 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 all this jazz. 2 days later, he broke up with me via text. So even though most people, and definitely women, would agree that, if a woman doesn't feel like the guy is into her, doesn't really care, then she's really not going to be interested or feel like having sex with that person. So she was justified. And plus, it's up to me if I want to have sex or not. And so it would seem like I didn't do anything wrong, and I didn't. However, in his eyes, since obviously sex was the priority for him, I did do something wrong. So that's why he broke up with me, and he felt justified. So while you are waiting for your ex to contact you, while you're doing no contact, take this time to think about what you did that contributed to the breakup. You probably already know. You've probably already been obsessing over what you could have done, should have done, and even if you think that you were justified in your actions, put yourself in their shoes and think about why they thought you did something that they needed to break up with you for, because it'll make it a lot easier to get through the no contact period when you understand things from their point of view instead of just thinking about how hurt and upset you are and how wrong they were to break up with you. And if their reason was legitimate, then work on what you need to do to improve yourself, because if you get back together and you still haven't fixed the thing that needed to be fixed, maybe they wanted you to open up more, to share your feelings, to share your life, and you were closed off. So ask yourself, are you willing to do that? Because if you're not, and you get back together because you miss them and they miss you, eventually that's going to come up again, and there will be another breakup unless you fix what wasn't working in the first place. On your side, obviously they have to work on their side. But if it was something similar to my situation where I really didn't do anything wrong, then at that point, if you didn't do anything wrong, there's really nothing you can do. And in my case, I actually think it was a fake breakup because 2 weeks later he contacted me. But by then the damage had been done and it was too late. So take this time apart from your ex to work on yourself, to be a better version of yourself, so that if and when they contact you, you will be better than you were before, not worse. So if you have any questions or comments or are interested in private coaching, you can reach me at theartoflove.net. If you're listening to this on iTunes, I would appreciate if you'd rate and review the podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, thank you for subscribing. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.